Welcome all to the In My Opinion show with Ronald Berry Robinson and friends, seen on the internet 24 hours, 7 days a week. For our viewing audience, if you would like and love to visit our catalog, simply go to YouTube and type in RBRIMO. That's Ronald Barrington Robinson, the In My Opinion show. I want to welcome our millions of viewers worldwide, but I especially want to welcome my very talented co-host. We have Mrs. Jackie Williams.
Hello, everyone.
We have Mr. Henry Hatter.
Thank you. Hi, Jackie.
Let's talk about, should President Trump be impeached? I think he should have been impeached a long time ago, okay? But I think it's coming because he is not worthy of the most prestigious office in the world, the President of the United States, okay? And that hopefully the powers that be, Mr. Mueller and the rest of his team, find enough stuff on him to impeach this man. Because in my opinion, if he continues the way he's going, he is going to bring the United States into another war, and we don't need one. We already have enough going on in other countries. We don't need to sacrifice any more of our brave men and women in uniform. Jackie, what is your thoughts?
So many thoughts. First, this office is the highest office obtainable by an American citizen. And you're not just the president to your base. You're the president to all Americans and everybody that dwells in the United States. And it is important that your words, your actions represent such. And when you point out and you validate discrimination, and when you point out things, because what it does is, I think this has drawn a closer look up to Donald Trump, because he now, from a distance, he looked like this great, achievable, prestigious businessman. But as you got closer, and when you get closer every day, we see somebody that doesn't understand the law, that really doesn't know how the government works, have no interaction about how it really works. He pretty much feels as though his transition to the president is pretty much him being a businessman, but it's so different because as the CEO of your company versus being the president of the United States, there is checks and balances. Regardless to if you like it or not, everything has to be recorded for history. There is news people that have every right to record your speeches, your ideas, and he feels as though he is privileged in so many areas where he'll dispel our people and call them fake news, our reporters. And we have very good reporters, because if we didn't have good reporters, we would have never figured out Watergate and all of those different things. So it's important. Everybody has a position, but you can't belittle other people's positions so that you can magnify your position. And so it seems as though as we look up close, and this is the 9th month, that he really isn't fit for the office. And they say maybe mentally, because he doesn't consult the people around him. And I remember Barack Obama saying, a smart man surrounds himself with people who know that what you don't know. But that's a smart man. But if you surround yourself with people that do know but don't ask them, that's not an intelligent man, in my opinion. So he has done so many things to have divided our country, and tweeting out to North Korea and saying what we want to do, all of these spontaneous things that could have long-term problems. And the transgender, and pointing them out, saying that they shouldn't be able to serve. And it just seems as though one after another he's dividing. But when he was running, he was telling you that he was going to get you jobs. That's not what he's focused on. He's focused on dividing and helping the people that he said he was going to drain a swamp. Well, he has created another swamp. A swamp of people who don't have to answer to anybody, that have different checks and balances. And then also, as Mueller gets closer, we're finding the corrupt level where he obstructed justice, I mean, several times, where it's just, he's so used to doing what he does, where he'll just say, I need you to drop those charges. You just can't say that kind of stuff. But he doesn't understand boundaries because he's never really had any.
That's true. And one thing about, I keep hearing he's such a great businessman. Hopefully our listening audience and viewing audience, check out, and all you gotta do is put it on the computer, on the internet, Trump's failures. I mean, there's a whole litany of things, okay? He's failed in his college. He screwed a whole lot of students, all right, out of their money. Several of his ventures in terms of Trump businesses to the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars, he's failed. Okay, they repossessed his yacht. They repossessed his airplane, one of them. Okay, because he doesn't pay his bills. And it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Mr. Hatter, what is your opinion?
Well, Jackie, thank you. You said the president, Trump was the president of all the people. Initially, you said he wasn't your president.
He still isn't.
Okay, then he's not president of all the people. That's
supposed to be.
Yeah, folks, you heard it first.
He's not my president either.
You heard it. But you can't do anything on your own without some of the things that the president do. But I want to say, I don't think that President Bush or Trump should be impeached. Why should he? What has he done that's so un-American that he needs to be impeached? And besides, have you ever heard of Andrew Johnson? Mm-hmm. You know what Andrew Johnson told the Supreme Court? Andrew Johnson did not like Indians or slaves, okay? And so the Supreme Court was going to enact some kind of there was a law that passed. And of course, Andrew Johnson wasn't in favor of it. So it went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court ruled against him. He says, okay, the Supreme Court has made its ruling. Now let him enforce it. Those were strong words.
Well, there's a difference between not liking somebody than discriminating against somebody.
Well, hold on now. I can't make the distinction. We're talking about a man that's accused of being biased and racist and sexist and all of that stuff, and un-American. But presidents are either coming weak presidents or they come in strong presidents. The Constitution, when it was put together, had hoped they created an executive with a lot of muscle because they feared that Congress, who held the purse, would eventually pull the whole country into kind of a unitarian posture, and it would be no different than a monarchy. So they made sure that each of these bodies that separate the power would exercise strong influence on the other. So what President Trump has done here, and by the way, the President of the United States is considered the person who formulates the voice for the American people. Not Congress, not the courts, but it's the President. And it's in a single body. He's not at odds with himself. He makes a single decision, but yet the court and the Congress oversees what he does and decides to support that or not. But still, he is the President of the United States, and he has all of this awesome influence, expectations from the people that he governs. So we haven't seen, let me tell you another president, for example, just like this. President Truman, a strong president, would tell you to go to hell quickly. He wouldn't care what color you were, how much money you got, anything like that. He had a daughter named Anne, or I can't remember her name. But the press laughed at her at a concert because she couldn't sing. That made President Truman very, very mad. And he let them know what he thought. So now President President Obama, he wasn't extremely weak. He challenged the Republicans. He passed laws without bringing them onto the table so Republicans can sit in and discuss them. He moved the agenda.
That's because the Republicans was the no party.
Hang on.
No new party.
No, but hang on. Only a strong president can do that. Would even dare do that. Of course, that legislation now is up for grabs by anybody. Because now I know they've stopped Obamacare from being repealed. Mm-hmm. But still, and as I told you many times before, Obamacare will be here forever. It will never be repealed. It'll be changed, but it won't be repealed. The people love that piece of legislation. Even though all Americans are looking for a check out of the Treasury. Not everybody.
No, everybody isn't.
Yes, they are.
Okay, focus. Let's get back to your president. Now, you were talking about your president, but I want to bring this up because this is very important.
We're talking about should he be impeached?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So, first,
and we're talking about weak presidents versus strong presidents.
And I think he's weak, but
okay.
His strength comes behind a typewriter or a computer on his tweet. That's where his strength is. Not in front of people. Not in front of people. But this is the thing. You should be a person that have some integrity, right?
Sure.
Do you not know that he is known as the most fabricated president? They say he tells so many lies they can't keep up with it.
How do you know they're lies?
Because that's
they could be
not true.
perspectives.
No, I'm sorry. You guys renamed it as the Republicans as alternative facts. It's not alternative facts. It's lies. And he'll tell something untrue like Obama put some devices in his office to listen to his conversations. I mean, he just does stuff just to get people riled up, and it's not true. It has no ground. But this is supposed to be a man that has supposed to set the tone for the Americans. Now, then we asked him at the beginning, did you work with the Russians to fix the election, or did they help you? Oh no, we had no meetings with them. Well, now Mueller is unplugging all of these things.
I don't believe that.
You cannot
That's
believe
still
it.
all speculation.
It's not speculation.
You're listening to things you want to hear.
No, it's not speculation.
That has not been proved.
The meeting had, and then this meeting that they claimed that they didn't have, now all the players are at the meeting. All the meeting that they never said they had. This was Donald Trump's son.
Who said?
Donald Trump's
He
son.
had nothing to do with the presidency.
This is during his campaign.
You can do that.
No.
Yes, you can. He was not the president.
But
these were business deals that President Trump...
First they said it was an adoption. It wasn't an adoption. They claimed it was an adoption. It wasn't an adoption. And then you also have Trump's son-in-law.
Yeah.
Who had asked for a special meeting room where nobody would have access to. So you're putting together all of these things, and then we find out that he had a big hotel deal in Russia.
And those are business deals.
Okay,
not
but what is
it does not belong to the public.
What is the ethics rule of the president?
That was before he became president.
No, it says your office should not gain you any value.
That occurred.
Is that true or not?
Yes, yes, it does.
Okay,
yes.
So he is gaining value. Hello, he is gaining value in his office. He's supposed to be donating all of this money for Mar-a-Lago, the golf course. He's supposed to be donating all that money. Have you seen where it's being donated?
No, I don't see that.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that.
He said this is a summer White House.
Yeah.
So he's having meetings there with people, and he is getting money. His rates of all of his hotels have gone up.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to profit at the office of the president.
What? No, you're not supposed to profit from that office.
But he is profiting.
But those things were put there before he became president.
That he was so supposed to put him.
He was supposed to put him. No.
He's withdrawing that through his daughter and sons and
Did you
family.
want the one that works in the White House?
I don't know how it's being
You
done.
know where they work.
I know where they work, yeah.
Stop defending these people.
No, I just...
if they're wrong, they're wrong.
I want you to present facts so we can understand them and see
you know
them.
the facts.
I don't
very
believe that.
How many
You're a very
people have
intelligent
stepped
man.
down?
I
They
don't
stepped
believe
down because they said it is so much wrong going on. Nobody wants to be connected, so they've stepped down. The ethics person that was supposed to be the watchdog, he quit. He said, "It's too much to watch.
Yeah.
It's too much."
He
to
was
watch.
too weak to serve in that capacity anyway. You have that
No,
strong
he had
people
morals
around.
and integrity. All right.
He was a creep to begin
Well,
with.
he had morals and he had integrity.
He reflects other people.
Well,
So if this is such a good guy, why is it that he can't keep?
I didn't
people
say he
working
had to
around
be a
him?
good guy. I said he had to be
But
president.
Okay, so
There's a difference between a good guy and a president.
Well, his actions aren't presidential.
The
Yeah.
president is not there to serve you individually or
I'm
to
not
get
asking him to-
preferentially treat
but that's
you.
what he's doing.
The president deals with all of the people under the
He's supposed
umbrella.
to deal with all the
okay?
people.
No, he does. He deals with all of the people under the umbrella. Everybody would like to be specially dealt with.
And that's
Would
why,
like to
that's
have
why he pardoned
a
Sheriff
check
Joe.
out.
That's why he pardoned Joe, right? The biggest racist in the state of Arizona.
Well, I don't know whether he was racist. I can't tell him from a guy that's sitting in Flat or Clio.
Okay, well, you're right, because you're right.
Yeah.
But let me just tell you, he was indicted for breaking the judge's rule that he held concentration camps where people who were having babies were bounded, and he did all this unlawful stuff. And then after a big divide of the United States, like where was it at in Charlotte? No. Where was it? Where they had the
That was Wyoming out there. Wait, wasn't it?
no.
Charlottesville?
No, where was it? Where the girl got killed? No.
Oh yeah, that was in Virginia.
Okay.
Charlottesville.
So when she died, instead of him coming together and pulling us together, he said everybody had a right to be.
That's
out
right,
there.
they did. Everybody was responsible.
He said, and the other people did not have a right to be there, but everybody had a right to be there. But you don't have a right to kill anyone. You don't have a right to pull guns on people. You don't have a right. And this was a chance for him to do right by the United States and the government for everybody. But he didn't do it. But if that had been Obama, they would have had proceedings this week.
But you know what? You don't just barge into a situation that you have little understanding of.
No, but
you
it's-
have to go out and conduct research on what happened and find the truth.
But they've been
Not just
researching
barge
the
in
whole
and
time. And
call
so this
people
is,
racist and bigots
okay.
and stuff like
And
that.
so
You can't
if
do
somebody
that.
is investigating you, and because I told you I'm investigating you, you fire me, and then I find a letter where it says in there, and they tried to get you to they tried to educate you to reword your letter, but you were so stubborn, you wanted to keep that. And now it's come back to hunt you because now it's out and it's
That's
showing.
the president's prerogative.
No,
that's
okay.
that's called constructing.
No, what
Yes, it
he
is.
wrote in that letter is for public view
No.
and for
No.
perusal.
No.
That's why they stopped the letter, because they say you cannot write this. They say you
Who
can't.
said that?
His staff. They
Okay.
say you
Obstruction
can't.
of justice.
Yeah, oh, thank you. They say you cannot write this because this is just against the law. You can't just tell him, I want you out of this office because of Russia. You can't do it.
No, that's kind of sloppy.
But that's what he wrote on the letter.
Well.
That's what and that's why Comey lost his job.
Well.
Thank God for Howard University, who hired him. You know that's where he works.
No.
Yes, he works at Howard University, a black college.
Well, Trump did a good job in hiring him.
He didn't hire him.
Who did? Did he work for the president?
He was already in place.
Well, he had to be accepted by the president of the United States. He served as a pleasure.
And guess what he said? He told him that he would not be replacing him. As soon as he started doing that Russia stuff, he got replaced, didn't he?
Yeah.
And you said that he don't do anything wrong. Yeah, if you are not on his team and you don't do what he wants you to do, he
Yeah.
will get rid of you.
Well, the president can do that.
And what is it called?
What's it called?
Yeah, what is that called?
He can do it. It's prerogative.
No, that isn't.
It's the president's prerogative.
No.
He can't break the law. But yes, that's
He's-
the problem.
that is breaking the
If
law.
you worked for the president and he didn't want you there, he just
I would
dismiss
never
you.
work for the president. That's why he can't even get a lot of offices filled because nobody wants to work for him.
No, I don't know.
So many top
No, no.
professionals have quit.
But you guys are condemning the president without any facts.
That is facts.
You're
Comey
just
got up
thrusting
and
in
said,
the dark.
He told him, he said, what do I need to do to make this go away? And Comey told Sessions how uncomfortable he was, and Sessions did nothing.
What was he supposed to do?
He's supposed to be the protector. He's supposed to tell the president, you can't do this lawfully. But he's crooked, so he can't
Well,
tell
I to tell you the truth, I have not seen the letter, so I don't.
But that's not the letter. That was the interview that Comey
Yeah,
did
okay.
before Congress.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that, but I didn't know that he had something in writing.
Bring it up on the internet.
He did memos. He did a memo every time he met with the president because he felt uncomfortable.
Yeah,
So
I knew that.
He covered himself and
Yeah.
he did memos. So that's what is in the memos that he sent out to make sure that he covered himself because he felt
Yeah, I
like it
remember
would come
that.
back to
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. People are feeling so uncomfortable because you don't know when he might flip on you.
Well, he can do that. You got to play on his team.
Are you on his team?
Yes, I am.
Not by next week. Not by next week.
Yeah, and I support the president and that, and as a matter of fact, I'm on the president's advisory team.
Well, you better tell him he better get his shit together.
We've been talking. Particularly, I did
Okay.
talk about the kind of things that happen in
And be
Fayetteville,
and be
Virginia,
presidential.
could be very devastating to minorities.
Yes.
I did. I promise I did that.
In DACA and
Well,
Dreamers.
first of all, we take care of those
and
things.
all that stuff.
And you're not going to go. The stuff that you talk here, like on TV, he doesn't get that.
Yes, it does.
Hang on. I mean, but when someone he knows and likely to trust, that goes directly to him.
Okay, because guess what? He's called the feel-good president. Are you aware of that? It's called the feel-good president. So you know how you have press secretaries that
Yeah,
are supposed to
sure.
be covering all of the news
Yeah.
because you're supposed to be the first one
Yeah.
to receive the news. Well, he have feel-good press secretaries, and what they do is they have to bring him a 4-page, double-spaced report every day about all the good things that they're saying about him. And you say this man doesn't have issues.
No, no.
We have bigger fish to fry than somebody stroking your ego with
listen,
4 pages.
listen at this. Now, all of these negative things that you're bringing to the table,
You want me to talk about positive?
there are some other
hear
things to talk about.
Let's hear him.
Yeah.
What did he do
The
positive?
stock market is up 213
Let's talk
points.
about the good things
Hang
about
on
Trump.
now. Hang on.
We're talking about Trump.
We're talking about Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
As
he
of-
got nothing to do with the stock market other than
Yes, he does.
nothing.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one thing that
The job market. Hang on,
nothing
hang
to
on.
do with the stock market.
These are. Hang on. If you're not gonna let, I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, go
And then I'll
ahead.
leave you in the dark.
Go ahead, Trump. I mean, go ahead.
But the jobless rate is down 4 points. Job creations, new companies, startups, are up 9 points as of September 1st. And you can check it in the news.
And guess what they said? Because I watched that too. These are all the residues of President Barack
Exactly.
Obama. Your
Exactly.
president haven't done
Exactly.
anything except sign executive orders, fire people,
No, the
and
stock
watch
market
the news
reacts very
and walk
quick.
through the White House terrorizing people all night.
Well, the market is
He
very
hasn't
sensitive.
brought no jobs
Hang on.
to the country.
You guys, okay, well, why don't you ask the press? Ask the press what they think about
what
these
they
numbers.
just said.
No, just ask them. If you are afraid to ask them, then we'll never know.
They just had it
But
on
if
TV.
you are afraid to ask someone who would dare tell you the truth, that what he does, the decisions that he makes, does impact how people think and how people invest.
Just like he was down in Indiana and he told everybody, he gave them all those tax breaks and said that those companies were not going to lay off all those people. all of those people plus a higher number got laid off
Well-
after they took the tax breaks. But did you hear about that?
No, I don't. I don't
But
know.
he did a
I don't know
big-
whether we know enough about that incident because I don't know enough about it. But I do know the incident.
But I know enough about it because I have two people that are in the UAW, my husband and my
Oh,
sister.
you believe everything that you hear from the
You
just
believe
one
somebody
source
you don't even know?
from a single source? No,
it's the
I
UAW
read
as a
multiple
whole.
sources of
He's
information.
starting to sound like Spicer.
I
now,
know,
and that-
didn't he?
Yeah, I read
He's
multiple
the new
sources.
director of the new
And that
press
woman.
secretary.
Yeah, and these are biased presenters.
No, it's not.
The UAW.
These are laid off
The
people.
UAW has never been a part of the Republican platform, so they oppose. They're not like the Teamsters and stuff like that.
No, you know
So-
why they're opposed to
and
it? Because
this is
you
one
guys
or two
don't wanna
people.
Pay people. You want to be able to do what you want to do, and you don't want to have any checks and balances.
Who is that?
Employers. They want to be able to just get rid of people. That's how
Employers
Trump
are
appointed.
in business to under the
Yes, but
the laws
also
of the United
to
States
appreciate
Commerce
his workers because
to
the person
survive,
that
not to-
Trump appointed.
not to be welfare
He had them
donors.
sit in their car because he didn't want to pay them for 15 minutes. Sit in your car.
Yeah.
This is the kind of people that he.
I don't know the trivia. I can't deal with that. Now you may be right on all of that.
Yes, it is true. I want you to look it
The
up.
trivia doesn't drive business processes in this country. There's a
Facts
bigger.
do.
Well, facts do.
Those are facts.
When they're relevant.
They are
Unbelievable.
relevant because he can't even get anybody to serve in these jobs, and the people that he do have served, they have no expertise in these areas. None.
What are you talking about and where?
Okay, his senior advisor is his son-in-law. He goes over and speak to foreign countries on
That was
behalf-
before the president was
No,
elected.
he's doing it now.
And that's
Well, he's authorized to do that.
and that Secretary of Education, she ain't worth nothing.
Oh, Betsy.
Betsy
Betsy
DeVos,
Ross ain't worth
that's my
nothing.
favorite teacher.
She ain't worth nothing.
She's not a teacher.
But
Oh
anyway,
well,
She's-
she
she's
is
nothing but a-
the head of the
You're
Department of
contradicting yourself
Education.
because that's back to what you said. How can you be over education
if you don't
and
know
you-
shit.
That's a very Betsy DeVos is one
She
of
is not
the most
educated.
educated
No, she
people
isn't.
in public
she
policy.
doesn't have a degree.
This has been a very
Listen.
spirited conversation, but unfortunately we ran out of time. We will revisit this topic again. This is Ronald Barry Robinson for the In My Opinions show. Stay focused.